Live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Jason, you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Start back at the first, run through all the basic points that we detailed, then get into the new ones as quickly as possible.
All right. They edited Barry Jennings' statements to seem like he was there after the second plane strike, after the building had officially been evacuated, and that he was alone and not with Michael Hess. They also tried to say that he did not step over bodies, even though they did play the clip of Dylan playing the clip saying he did step over bodies in that building. On top of that, they showed this photograph very shakily saying that it proved that the building was heavily damaged. It did not match up in any way, shape, or form with the supposed Popular Mechanics photograph. Okay, on top of all of that, they had to also admit that Routers is the one that put out that press release that Building 7 came down, the official version, by the way.
And we asked them for months, and they said we were harassing them. Tell us what newswire you got it off of, because we could tell CNN and BBC both reported the same thing. Somebody false scripted and gave them that, and that's who we have to go after.
Absolutely, and they gloss over that fact too, just like they gloss over the fact that Daniel Nigro admits that Silverstein would have had no input whatsoever in pulling the firefighters.
And they also edit down what she had to say that was incredibly suspicious.
Yeah, well, of course, we're all conspiracy theorists. It's ruined her life. God forbid we ask questions.
Yeah, they personalize it. We're victimizing people.
Now, with some of the new stuff, when they actually got into the NIST report, for instance, NIST admitted that they had no steel from 7 to work with, and it was all a computer model. All right, so how are they able to even hypothesize that this was all due to regular office fires, which is what they're putting out? That was the last 10 minutes of the thing. Of course, it's going to be that. They went and saw...
But Underwriting Laboratories did real steel models of Tower 1 and 2 and found fires couldn't do it.
No, absolutely not. They subjected them to longer and hotter fires, and the building models only sagged, and these were massive.
But that's part of our false religion, reading the Underwriting Laboratories report. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Again, they end it with the religion angle, and they have one firefighter. And let's remember, Alex, I mean, we've talked to many firefighters. There are a lot of them in our film, from John Schroeder to...
The firefighters honk and wave at us, most of them.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable to me. And this guy says that we're disrespecting them, and he has no idea what's going on.
So it's more guilt by association. Meanwhile, we have Bill Doyle, head of the biggest family, saying the majority believe inside job. I've interviewed countless families. All of them we talk to believe inside job, but they always say all the families hate us. They all disagree with us. We hurt the families.
Absolutely. Now, I want to say this. They did show a lot of Stephen Jones, and Stephen Jones's research is amazing, folks. He is the guy to go to for controlled demolition. I'll say it again. He's the guy to go to for controlled demolition. He does the real scientific experiments.
Oh, but the head guys at NIST trying to debunk us, they happen to be the world experts in explosive thermite. Oh, there's only a few dozen, and they're the top experts. Oh,
Yeah, and Lazo, of course, actually, he says an interesting line. The guy says, well, you make all the calling cards for someone who could have done this. He's like, yes, I would have been a great terrorist. Unfortunately, I'm not. Unfortunately, you're not? Why would it be unfortunate that you're not a terrorist, Mr. Lazo? And at least they give...
And again, it's Controlled Demolition Incorporated that did cover up Oklahoma City, did cover up 9/11. So, but I mean, they're good people.
Yeah, it's absolute cover-up. They had Gene Corley on there, too, another OKC cover-up artist and World Trade Center cover-up artist. And every point that Stephen Jones would make, they would debunk in about 20 seconds and not follow it up with anything.
Real simply. It's kind of like the Popular Mechanics would cut from some physicist, but wouldn't call them an expert, would cut to some 22-year-old kid in a glistening office going, we debunked it, we're scientists, and they'd go, expert analysis. And then they would cut from some engineer back to the kid going, it's preposterous.
Yeah, meanwhile, he used to write sports for his local paper in Pennsylvania, and their editor is the ex-editor of Entertainment Weekly. Think about it, folks. Entertainment Weekly, he's not an engineer.
Go ahead and finish up any other points you want to make, Bermas.
Yeah, I just want to say there are so many points throughout this. I mean, again, they try to discredit the thermite hypothesis. They gloss over the fact that the steel beams evaporated with this one expert that says, oh, this is exactly what I would think.
They give attention to the no-planers.
Yes, they end it with the emotional... the firefighters and family members hate us. They go down to ground zero. They briefly talk to Luke and another member of We Are Change, but then they zoom right in on that TV fakery logo where they want to throw in every crazy, preposterous theory to try to make us look bad.
Which, a couple years ago, they could at least act semi-credible with saying no planes at the towers, but now it's meant with signs saying we did the bombing, and biting noses and just running around frothing wildly, blah, always with the news media. I mean, how obvious does it have to get? This is classic COINTELPRO, and it's actually kind of scary. I mean, to have real COINTELPRO on you. and Secret Service running around in the office today.
You literally have
death
Secret
threats
Service
at home, and I mean, you know, it's.
If people knew half of what went on here, Alex, honestly, I mean, I've only been here a couple months, folks, and this is the real deal. We're a small office. We reach a lot of people, and the government's interested in what we do, Alex. Period. Amen. The Secret Service would not be here otherwise.
Cars driving around, photographing.
I've seen some pretty brash comments on other forums that aren't as big as yours or your website, or sometimes they are as big as yours. And guess what? Secret Service ain't going there. They're coming here.
Yeah, I mean, I just need support from people, folks. You need to get truth rising. They're scared of it. Get it out to everybody, folks, or your little buddies are going to continue to stage terror attacks and take all your liberties and freedoms. But listen, watching this BBC piece, because I finally watched the whole thing last night, I'd watched pieces of it, it blew me away. This is the best they can do.
Yeah, well, again, they also end it with the expert Richard Clark just saying he has no authority whatsoever. He's just the counterterrorism guy for Bush, and he's the one that glossed over the war games. I remember there was like a 2003 interview with him, again, and someone called him out and said, well, what about the war games on 9/11? Oh, that sounds like you're talking conspiracy theories to me, and he just hung up on him. Okay? Now, it came out later, I mean, in USA Today, on ABC News. Of course they were running drills on 9/11 that were hijacking drills.
And they just so happened to be running drills of the exact bus, exact trains being bombed at the exact same time. And we had an actuary done. It was 1 out of 43 tetragillion.
And then
that's more than all the grains of sand billions of times.
The guy who admits to it, because he's not in on the plot, Peter Power of Visor Consultants, he admits to it twice, once on Sky News and once on the BBC. He gets confronted this year by We Are Change.
Hides in a closet.
Hides in a closet because he goes, uh-oh, not supposed to say that.
Then We Are Change England confronts the former head of MI6 about it, and then their house gets broken into and everything's stolen. I mean, folks, this is getting hardcore. Thank you, Jason Bermas.
You got it.